Jesus Christ, the Son of God, Hazrat Isa al-Masih. He loved the poor, the weak, the sinner, the children, those who could not help themselves. He loved them with all his heart. Matthew chapter 18. Who is the most important in the kingdom? What do you think? Since Jesus died on the cross for you and me, for the rich and poor, the great and the lowly, those who have something and those who have nothing. And since he has given everything for you and for me, why should we not love him and listen to his word? Not just the good things in this world, but the eternal things matter. In Matthew's Gospel, from 13 chapter to 21 chapter, we read about Jesus' teaching, that he taught so differently from the Jewish leader, the Pharisees. He taught with authority, full authority. So let's see what he says about children and weak people, about the humble, and about the kingdom of God. We read on some stories here, where it goes about the disciples ask him again. They came to him. Who is the most important person in the kingdom of God? In the kingdom of heaven. Jesus called a little child over to him. Let's see. He had this child stand among them, and then Jesus said, "What I'm about to tell you is true. You need to change," Jesus says. And you and, of course, myself, we need to become just like little children. If you don't, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Anyone who becomes as free of pride or as lowly as this little child he showed them is the most important in the kingdom of heaven. Anyone who welcomes a child, just like this little one, in my name, he welcomes me, Jesus says. Verse 6, chapter 18, Matthew's Gospel. What if someone leads one of these little ones who believe in me to sin? If you lead someone into sin, if he does, it would be better for him to have a large millstone hung around his neck and be drowned at the bottom of the sea. Can you imagine? Verse 7, how terrible it will be for the world because of the things that lead people to sin. Things that must come, but how terrible for those who cause them. Sin is a very serious business. Verse 8, Jesus then talks about if your hand or food causes you to sin. Look at this hand. Jesus says, cut it off. Your food causes you to sin. Jesus says, cut it off. It would be better for you to enter the kingdom of heaven with only one hand or one foot than to go into hell with 2 hands and 2 feet. That's how serious sin is. In hell, the fire burns forever. Jesus says in hell, the fire burns forever. It's very serious. It's not just a candle. If your eye causes you to sin, Jesus says, if your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out. Poke it out, as this translation says, and throw it away. It would be better for you to enter the kingdom of heaven with 1 eye than to have 2 eyes and be burned and thrown into the fire of hell.